So this is the 4-week, 1 hour each week session for learning mindfulness practice. So what is it about? We'll learn to practice, but it's also focused for anxiety and stress. So let's take a minute to just tell me in 1, 2, or 5 words your name and what your intention is from this 4-week program. Anybody can go first. I'll go first. My name is Prana. I'm here to help people in learning how to use their awareness in managing anxiety and stress in daily life using mindfulness practice. Thank you for all being here.
I can go. My name is Caitlin Hammond. I go by Ka, and I am grateful to be here. Super grateful because I feel like these moments are privileges of a lifetime. And my intention is to make the most out of this time together, really benefiting from reduction of anxiety and feeling more present and aware.
Thank you.
I can go next. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm Jen Trong. I was invited to this session from my friend Jasmine, who is here as well. And I'm also very grateful to be here. I'm actually preparing for a big surgery that I decided to go through for my health, for my uterine fibroids that I have, which has caused an array of symptoms, but a lot of expansion for me. And so my intention is really just to be able to integrate peace and more clarity into this experience and this expansion process. So
Thank you.
very much.
Who wants to go next? Jasmine is not here.
I can go next. Hi, everyone. My name is Shazia. You can call me Shaz. I don't know if I have anxiety, but I do know I have a lot of stress. So anything would be helpful. I meditate daily. I do workout, yoga, and other things daily. I'm also interested, as a yoga teacher and a therapist, I'm also interested in learning from prana, is how to be more settled when I'm teaching and how to recognize anxiety in my classes and what tools I can offer people. So I'm open to learning.
Thank you. And I know there are more people registered, but they will come and go. So we'll start because we have to go by the time. So what is mindfulness? First thing, it has nothing to do with mind. So it's a very difficult way to describe mindfulness when it has nothing to do with mind. The original word in Sanskrit is smriti, S-M-I-R-I-T-I, or in Pali it's called sati or samasati. It literally means remembrance. And you'll wonder, what is it that has to do with inner practice or meditation about remembrance? Yes, it is known to have taught by Buddha, but it has nothing to do with Buddhism. Like, think in terms of counting. If you learn to count, doesn't make you scientific. It's just the way of refining your thinking. In the same way, learning mindfulness practice or smriti practice doesn't make you Buddhist in any sense. And there are other religious practices as well, or traditions as well, that have used similar kind of mindfulness practice to start refining awareness. That's the main thing. The reason it was taught was to refine awareness. If you have to think what is mindfulness practice, it's about refining awareness. It's not about thinking. So if you have an anxiety, for example, you will be going to therapists to understand and analyze when it arises, its symptoms, and you'll use all your inquiry and thinking analysis to get to the root of where it's coming from. That's one way. That's the way medicine works. But in practices of mindfulness, the way is to become aware instead of thinking. And that's what the awareness in mindfulness practices was. It's to be present in the present moment, anchoring the awareness so that as it arises, it brings up the knowing of what is happening. Like if you think in terms of Taoist, in I Ching, it says that it is only when we have courage to face things as they are, without any self-deception or illusion, that a light will develop out of the events by which the path to success may be recognized. It's I Ching. It's way before even Buddha. So the I Ching did not use things, sit down, analyze, think, become deeper into breakdown of what is happening, and then you'll find the path. It just said, just become aware and face the things as they are, as they arise inside you, without having any judgmental. So without having any self-deception illusion, which we call in mindfulness practice non-judgmental awareness. And that's what mindfulness practice is. It's holding our awareness. It's not really holding. It's kind of becoming aware of your present moment without having any judgment about it. It's a non-judgmental awareness of present moment. So what we're doing, we're really refining our awareness. We're not going into thinking. So that's why one thing it helps is when you want to help somebody with anxiety or stress, you are not worried about asking what is happening, when did it happen, how did it happen, all those goes away because we are not going and analyzing. And if you even think about anxiety itself, it has 4 different aspects, irrespective of many causes. There are many, many reasons why people become anxious and stressed, and we can go into medicine and details of it. But in all terms, your body is affected. You get heart palpitation, you get sweating, you get belly discomfort, your body starts to feel heavy or the leg starts to feel weak. So you have body sensations. Then you have mental afflictions, we call it. Your thought starts to run, you start to become worried, you start to feel danger in around you, you start to have same thought repeating again and again, restless mind, you can't sleep. That's mental challenges and anxiety happens. And then you start to have emotional effects. You start to become ashamed of what is happening to you. You start to become afraid. You start to feel losing control. So all of these feelings starts to come up in anxiety. So there are 3 different aspects. And the 4th aspect is affects the whole person. They become affected by it so much they withdraw from the society. They start to question themselves. Can I be in this world in this way without being anxious? Can I enjoy life? They start to discourage themselves. So there are 4 different aspects, exactly same 4 different directions mindfulness practices is described by Buddha, saying first, you learn to have your awareness about your body, what is happening. Learn to have your awareness about mind, what is happening. Learn to have your awareness about emotions. And then learn to awareness about your own self. And those are the 4 weeks we will go through. Today, we'll only do learning how to anchor our awareness. That's all we're going to do, learn different anchors. Some people use breath, some people don't use breath because focusing on breath sometimes it's not easy for many people. So I will teach you different ways to anchor your awareness in the present moment. And then expect you to practice that whole week. Just that, holding your awareness in present moment using any anchors you like, which you will go through when we do the practice. Next week, we'll use the same anchoring, but now we'll focus on becoming aware of thoughts and sensations. And then third week, we'll go into becoming aware of feelings and emotions as they arise. And in the fourth week, we'll focus on how to cultivate wholeheartedness, focusing on our own whole self as we go through anxiety and stress. So we'll address the four main issues or the four main aspects of anxiety using four different aspects of mindfulness practice each week as we go through. Any questions on that? I am right where I am, where I'm supposed to be giving you an overview of 4 weeks. At about 20 minutes. So we'll talk a little bit more about mindfulness and then we'll actually do the practice. And then I'll open up at the end question and answers if you guys have any. So any questions just about the 4 weeks we're going to go through, what you will experience, what you will feel. And I'm hoping you all are sitting in a comfortable place, in a position that you can keep your body straight. Otherwise, you'll go to sleep. And you can turn your camera off when you're doing the practice. I have no problems. If you feel you prefer to be with yourself and listening to just the voice and going through it, totally fine. I just want you to be open the camera back when you do the question answer or in the beginning as we are going through now. So at least we get a sense of group, who we are and what we're going through. So don't be afraid or don't be shy that nobody's going to punish you or anything that why I turn my camera off. It's actually better that you feel comfortable with yourself when you're doing the practice. So if you feel like you need to put even eye covers, do that. Whatever helps you to follow the meditation. Any questions on the 4 weeks? What are we going to do? How are we going to do? And if you feel the lying down is better for you to focus, you can lie down as long as you just don't sleep, because then I have to wake you up somehow. I would recommend to turn off your notifications for cell phones so you don't get distracted while you're going through this. And I am assuming you all got the email, so you're all hydrated well and everything. So what is mindfulness? As I said, it means smriti in Sanskrit and samasati in Pali. It means, sama literally means balance or right. Not right and wrong kind of a right, but more like an appropriate kind of right. And that's sama, and sati means remembrance. So appropriate remembrance. And in Sanskrit, we just call it Simriti. That was the original language that Buddha used. And then when he went to Sri Lanka, he used the Pali as well. In both cases, we are becoming aware of who we are in the present moment. So that's why saying this is mindful, translating remembering who you are in your present awareness into mindfulness is weird, because we're not going to use mind unless you consider awareness as mind. Another thing people talk about is mindfulness practice, spiritual practice. Now let's think a little bit more. As I said, it has nothing to do with Buddhism. Yes, Buddha used it. It's like using counting as a part of science, but counting just because you learn 1, 2, 3 doesn't make you scientific. It just gives you, refines your thinking. In the same way, if you think about material, if you work with material, then it's materialism. So if you're working with mind and thinking about objects and things and practical world and science or non-science, as long as you're working with material, it becomes materialism. When you work with mind, you become working with psyche and you become psychologists or psychoanalysts or mind coach or whatever the health coach people talk about with respect to mind. What is the nature of awareness? If you step back and just pause on this question, what is the nature of my awareness? Is it respect to my thinking? No, because you can be aware without being thought. You can be aware of yourself without being thought. Is it related to body? No, because you're sleeping, you're aware of your dreams. You're aware you're sleeping, so it has nothing to do with body. So what is the nature of awareness? If you come down to it, comes to that whole word called spirit, something that is not material, not physical, somehow is the nature of that awareness. Since we are working and refining with awareness, yes, it will be called a spiritual practice in that way. It wouldn't be called secular because secular means not spiritual. So yes, it's non-religious. It's not related to any traditions of East or anything like that, but it's not a material practice. We are not going to chant mantras. It's not a mental practice. We're not going to hold things and do some rituals with our hand and light some candles and some incense and smell some essential oils or do something to do with material. So it is to do with our own awareness in the present moment, whether you're sitting, whether you're moving, whether you're driving, whether you're eating, where is your awareness? We are trying to refine that aspect. And when you're anxious, you come back to the same place. Where is my awareness now? What is happening to my awareness? So in that case, yes, mindfulness practice will be called a spiritual practice because it deals with awareness. But it's not in terms of making you some enlightened or giving you some superpowers that you start doing things of spiritual nature. It's no different than you're learning to refine your thinking. Doesn't make you a PhD or doesn't make you a quantum mechanics person that you can start making nuclear systems and things like that. It's starting the beginning process of your thinking. Yes, if you go deeper into spiritual practices, you can go in that direction, but that will lead you to Buddhist path or Taoist path or any path you're on or Christian path or anything. But just because we are working with our awareness, in that scope, it is a spiritual practice. Any questions on that? No questions? Everything was all perfect for you guys? You got it, everything perfect with respect to that it's practicing of refining awareness and not about thinking?
So you said that you asked us, what is the nature of our awareness?
Hmm?
So that's the question
Mm-hmm.
that we're sitting with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the question we're sitting with. And if you answer that question, the nature of our awareness has some kind of spiritual basis, then refining the awareness becomes a spiritual practice. What is the nature of awareness? Yes, you have to dig deeper and figure it out yourself. I can't give you an answer. That comes to you. But if you come to a basic understanding that it's not material, which means awareness practice is not going to be material practice. It's not mental, which means it's not about thinking about awareness. Awareness is not dependent on thought because you can be aware without thought. So what is left is more or less what we call spirit or consciousness or soul or whatever you want to call it, something that falls in that realm. What is its nature? We don't know. But awareness relates directly to that. And since we are working with awareness in this practice, in that sense, it becomes that consciousness practice or a spiritual practice. In which case, I would not call mindfulness practice as a secular practice. Secular means non-spiritual. It means works only with mind and material, independent of everything else. But it's non-religious. It doesn't require any religious practice. So that's what I was trying to frame, that if somebody asks, what is a mindfulness practice? Is it spiritual practice? Is it a Buddhist practice? Is it like a material mantra practice? No, it is spiritual because it works with awareness. That's the only reason, no other reason. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so if you guys are all ready, we are about at 5:50. We'll do about 20-minute practice of just anchoring. Just the first step of mindfulness practice is to learn how to anchor our awareness inside. And if you're ready, you want to sit straight, relax your posture. And if you're ready, I will start. So take your moment to feel where you are. Half close or semi-close or full close your eyes. And then gently bring your awareness inward. And land on your breath. Don't have to stop breathing or force your breath. It's like you see a seagull landing on a beach in the same way. You just bring your awareness inward and land on wherever you feel the sensation of breath. And whatever place it is, inhaling or breathing out. It's not the breath that is we are focusing on. It's our awareness that we are working with. So we don't have to change the breath. And sometimes if you have challenge to find your breath, and if your breath is not a place that gives you comfortable awareness of where your awareness is, go slightly deeper. Find the weight of your body on your cushion. Just bring your awareness to your sitting bones and feel the weight of the cushion. So that can be another anchor. Sensing the weight of your body, softly sitting and feeling that weight on your sitting bones and the cushion. You can also create a sensation by gently bringing your awareness to your hands and feeling where they are and what are they touching. So you can feel the breath, feel the sensation of your hand, or just feel the weight of your body on the cushion. Any of those anchors are perfectly fine. The focus is our awareness staying inside and anchoring to one of the sensations. And if it's breath, then feel its sensation in your throat, in your chest, in your belly. And then stay with that sensation. It's natural that your mind will go into different directions. And that's what mind does. As soon as it finds the space, it will bring up things that you have put it in the back burner. Very natural. So you notice it. And then come back to your anchor, whether it's breath, weight of your body, or just the sensation of touch of your hand. And you come back to that place. noticing how does my breath feel? How does my weight on the cushion feel? And noticing how is my awareness here now. How is my awareness in the body? Slowly expanding the space as you continue to the anchor. So instead of just being aware of your breath in one place, you keep your awareness in breath, but start to expand your awareness inside your being. Like an opening a window and looking at the sky. You're doing same thing with your awareness, but inside your own being. See what else arises in this moment. Your mind takes you somewhere else, completely natural. And if it helps to bring back using breath, use breath. If it helps to staying with the weight on the cushion, sensing the earth, sensing the chair, stay there. And use one anchor instead of all three at this point, whichever you felt comfortable with. Breath or weight or sensation of your hands touching your body somewhere, or just the hand holding each other. You're shifting into just sensing which is the most comfortable anchor for your awareness to stay. If your mind needs drifting, feel it's drifting and then come back to your anchor. Notice it drifted away. If you start to question what is happening, what's next, then notice that you're questioning and then let it flow away, coming back to the anchor. If you get distracted by any thoughts or drifting away into inner mind or inner awareness of things, completely fine. That's natural. Or if you get distracted by ache or a pain, that's also natural. Move your body a little bit, relax yourself so you can come back to awareness in your anchor. Continue to notice where your awareness goes and how easy it is to bring it back to your favorable anchor. Breath, weight of the body, or the sensation of your hands touching, touch of your hands. And slow down to your awareness itself, bringing it to calm. If you feel your mind is continuously going in and out, that's okay. Just next time, have it go slow. And then come back to your anchor without any judgment, without any analysis of why you went there or what happened. Just be back to sitting here now with your awareness. No judgment. It's just like training a puppy. Simply, kindly return. Stay, sit, become aware. This moment, this breath, this sensation, noticing. Dissolving everything that arises, letting go, opening up the space inside. Noticing the space and the calmness and quietness, settling your awareness in that. If you're using breath as anchor, then notice the beginning, the middle, and the end of the breath. Noticing the space between breaths. Resting your awareness in that space. If you're using your body weight as the anchor, notice how it shifts between one side to another. Notice the weight fluctuates as you breathe in and out. Notice how the sensation of cushion in your body starts to dissolve in each other. If you're using the touch of your hand as sensation, notice the texture of touch. Notice the warmth and connection of your hand to the body. Notice how it relaxes and opens up and it closes when you drift away the sensation. Notice when you come back to your awareness, you feel the sensation. Notice as the space opens. It's just awareness, everything dissolves in that space. Notice the ease with which you are able to hold your awareness and anchor it as you settle more into yourself. Bring your awareness in the anchor, dissolving any restlessness or movement of your thoughts. Let them come and go. You notice them coming, you notice them going. And if your mind goes with the thought process, suddenly you find somewhere else, come back to your anchor, whether it's breath, weight on the body of the cushion, or the touch of your hand. You might feel the body either dissolving in your awareness, or you might feel heat, cold, tingling, all kind of sensation coming and going through you. And come back to your home base. Anchor is also often called your home base. Whether it's your breath or sensation of your body's weight, or the sensation of your hand's touch. Be with your home base, holding your awareness there, noticing how the awareness becomes more softer, becomes easier to stay in your home base, moment to moment. I want you to slowly become aware of your feet. If you need to move your feet to become aware of it, do that. You can curl your toes and open your toes. And also become aware of your breath. Breathe into your legs as you inhale. Bring all your breath into your legs. Breathe into your sitting bones, and as you breathe out, become aware of your belly. Take a gentle deep breath, and as you take deep breath, open your shoulders, drop your arms. Become aware of your physical presence along with your breath. Rotate your shoulders on the next breath. Shift your neck one side to other on the next inhale and exhale. Become aware of your physical body and your physical surrounding where you're sitting, chair. Open your eyes to look around and come back to your own breath and where you're sitting. Welcome back. How was that? We did about 20 minutes of sitting together, just anchoring our awareness. That's all we were doing today. So who wants to tell me what happened to them in a couple of lines or two, or if any questions popped up while you were doing it? And feel free to unmute yourself and tell me. Anyone?
I can go.
You go, otherwise I'll start asking questions.
The beginning, it was a little bit hard for me. I found that my mind was wandering quite a lot, but I heard you kept saying that it was okay for that, and it gave me a lot more peace. And then the latter half really felt very floaty for me. Like I knew I was aware and here, but I did feel like I floated to like another layer of consciousness, really.
Good. But you stayed in your body with your anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
So you found more space as you practiced.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Who wants to tell me what they went through? If it was difficult, it's good. If it was nice, it's good. It's all good. We're learning to refine our awareness. We're not trying to do anything weird here. We're just learning how our awareness becomes in this moment, how it is. And it's a learning process for all of us. We learn from each other. That's why the group's sitting. How was it for you, Ka? I haven't seen you for a long time.
I know. It's so good to see you. Really. This is, I am familiar with meditating. I've been meditating for some time. But it's always new, always. I feel like I had a lot of sense of presence at the same time as I had a busy mind. So my presence was never left, though. It had never left. I had memory reminders of my anchor. And I was aware of my body. So I had multiple anchors. That was probably the most interesting part of my learning process today, was that because a lot of times maybe I'll sit and I'll just do breath, or I go through periods of time where I just feel the weight of my body or the hair on my head. And this time I found myself being in my breath mostly, but then also in my body. So doing both.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we have to give ourselves permission to do that because we're working with awareness. It's not about forcing it. So if you prefer multiple anchors, it's perfect. As long as you stay with the moment and noticing it that you're doing, that's the perfect. Thank you. So how was about you? Who wants to go? Jazz or Shaz?
It was nice. Hi, everyone, by the way. Kind of had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but it was nice. I felt like at a certain point, I felt like the ebb and flow and feeling the non-physical subtle aspect kind of contracting and expanding gently. And I've noticed more and more as I've sat with my awareness and gone internally. It's not that I don't have thoughts anymore. I don't have distractions come up, but it's more like peripheral vision. Like, you know how you can kind of see things moving in your peripheral, but your focus and your main sight isn't there. So that's what I've noticed more and more, and what I experience when I do come into my awareness and my internal landscape. So that was nice, and noticing more and more that I'm a lot less judgmental with myself the more I've done this. And definitely when I first started like meditating or doing any sort of internal work, I would get really like pulled out of it, because as soon as I would have a thought that or I would gravitate towards an external distraction, then I'd be like, oh, like I fucked it up. Like, damn it. Now I have to start over. Like, and now I just let it be, whatever, happens. If I get pulled out, it's fine. So I'm a lot more gentle with myself.
Yeah. You're learning to see the monkey. Oh, the monkey jumps from here to there. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
How was it for you, Shaz? You're muted.
Can you hear me now? So I had exactly the same feeling. I'm shocked. I meditate every day. I can sit still for pretty long durations. I had the exactly same feeling twice, and this is the third time. The first time was when I went for Vipassana, but I had a lot of I was in my periods, I had a lot of physical issues. This is gazillion years ago. And I found out how my body twitches and I'm in pain and I just can't sit still, which was surprising to me. And then I became a very strong, I think, a serious meditator. I don't know how serious, but at least I'm showing up every day. And then I went for a day Vipassana, just for a few hours. And I realized I was moving so much that I was embarrassing that, oh, I know how to sit, internal dialogue, and I was disturbing everyone. Here I am, maybe 3 minutes into it. I'm like, oh, my right side of the neck is tight. I need to move it. No, but you cannot move it. Prana will see it. And you know how much pain I have in my left knee and every body sensation that I was not aware of just started screaming at me. So the first few minutes were very difficult. I am still feeling there are parts in my body that are cursing me right now, like move me or stretch or do something about it. I became aware of my pain. And then later, after a few minutes, when I said, okay, I will attend to you later on, I was able to rest a little bit. I had to change my position, which I'm aware. But for me, the biggest shock was, oh, I've been doing this for all my life. And here I am, he said, to be quiet only in 20 minutes. We're not all in the same room. So I know that I'm not disturbing people, but still being aware that I'm being recorded. And like what happened to all those years of practice that I am aware of each and every pain and every breath and every sensation. And it's a very dark realization.
Yeah, suffering. That's what we call suffering, but you're noticing it. And you can move as long as you keep yourself in your present moment. So if your body gets tight, we will learn next week. It's all about body sensations and thoughts. So we will learn how to work with that. But yeah, you can move your body. It's not about sitting straight. This is not like the Zen practice of looking at the wall and not moving. That's different side of it's way further. Here we're just learning to anchor our awareness inside and just refining it. So you can move if it becomes painful. If you feel thirsty, sip water. Just notice that it's happening to you. That's the mindfulness practice, noticing this is happening to me and I'm doing it. So it's perfectly fine. And these all are good questions and all of these things will come up. So next week, thank you, Shah. Next week, we'll focus on working with thoughts and sensations. So we'll use the anchors then, but we're going to go into how to work with our thoughts as arise, how to work with sensation, and then we'll actually see what senses are coming up and then working with them. So at least for now, practice on sitting at least for 15-20 minutes that you did today. Just anchor your awareness somewhere inside yourself without any judgment. Don't judge that this is bad that you're moving. Don't judge that this is bad that I'm just drifting off to somewhere. Don't judge that you're not holding awareness. This is all fine. It's you're learning to become aware that there is something called awareness, that you can actually anchor yourself. It's like learning to think. You didn't start learning to think from the day one. You slowly started counting, then categorizing, then induction, deduction. You went through all this refining your thinking. Today, you can categorize things without even thinking. Same thing with awareness. You learn to refine your awareness to first anchor in yourself. Then notice that there is actually an awareness. And then slowly we go deeper in working with that awareness that we refine. Make sense? Thank you, everyone. We'll see you on April 6th, same time. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your rest of the week. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.